Erotica for Parents. Chapter 1. He rested his gut against the kitchen surface. The fridge beeped furiously, reminding him to close the door. But he was deaf to the sound. He shamelessly slid the next piece of cheese into his gaping mouth, making a silent promise that this would be his last. But what had started as an innocent afternoon snack had ignited a pasteurized passion inside him that was now throbbing throughout his entire body. Crumbs toppled down his chin. An avalanche of insatiable dairy dust gathered in his chest hair. The top-shelf taste of Cathedral City exploded across his tongue as he relentlessly cheddared himself in the mouth, covering his tongue in value-for-money, Devon-based, buttery filth. The packet lay back, opening itself up for him. "Finish me off," it purred. He groaned as he gripped the kitchen surface, sliding his fingers inside for another piece of heaven. He knew this was wrong, so wrong. But just as he managed to pull himself away from the sinful moment, he heard a seductive cry floating towards him from the cupboards. The melody was unmistakable. It was the jumbo packet of Aldi-owned brand party crisps he'd opened earlier, serenading him towards the rocks like a bevy of saturated fat-infused sirens. He swung the cupboard open, gripped the bag firmly, and tilted his mouth right back, partly in ecstasy, and partly to throw as many crisps in his mouth as possible, defiling his taste buds further with the greasy menage a trois he was now powerless to stop. Cheap crisps, cheap thrills, uninterrupted. He was out of control. Of course, normally by now, he'd have been caught red-handed. A small person would have detected his grubby game and interrupted his 5-second pleasure grab by shouting angry gibberish and stealing the goods for themselves. If he was lucky, he'd have heard them coming and deployed his signature fridge slam walk away combo, frantically chewing at his dirty secret to hide all the evidence. Eating cheese in his underpants wasn't the example he wanted to set for his children. Neither was refusing to share. And those pint-sized snack filchers made him share everything. Bastards! But not today. They were at his mother's till the morning, and he was tasting the forbidden fruits. His wife was in the shower. At least, so he thought. He felt her hot lips breathing on the back of his neck. She was panting quietly. He turned around to face her. Her face was flush, the hastily wrapped bath towel barely covering her modesty. "I'm clean now," she announced in a husky tone. "And ready to get dirty," she continued, presenting him with a newly received text on her phone. It was from Dominos. His pulse quickened. She removed her glasses and, placing the tip inside her mouth, spoke the words he'd ached to hear since they'd started their new diet the day before. "I'll use the joint account," he said. He was taking control. She liked it when he did that. He searched for his phone underneath the cheesy rubble that now covered the entire kitchen surface. But she stopped him briefly, putting her hand up to his crumb-filled chest. "Don't! I've got the app!" she breathlessly moaned as she helped herself to the last few crisps. "If you order through the app, you get a free side." He let out a primal groan. Her hand quivered as she punched up the app and scrolled through the menu. Neither of them knew where the evening would lead them, but one thing was for certain. Before this night was over, they would both be balls deep inside a carb-ridden orgy of calorific proportions, and neither of them would ever be the same again.